Paul. Everybody out there, I was taken aback. Sure, Paul, you were taken aback too. Last week, the Hannibal TV. He's quite the mover and the shaker in the world of podcasting. He's been out there for many, many years. But last week, he had on a guest, a friend of yours and becoming a friend of mine, Marty Jannetty. And in that particular interview, the Hannibal said some things about you, Paul, that I took offense to. He seemed to lead Marty along a path. First of all, I mean, I think he led him through the sewer again when Marty's trying to get his life back on track. But he said some things about you that were disheartening, and I feel it appropriate that we should address that, Paul. So uh, let's hear what's on your mind, Paul.
Well, I heard a little bit. Actually, I didn't listen to the entire show. Not a big fan of, what goes on with the Hannibal show, but somebody sent it to me, that little insert, that clip, and I listened to it, kind of chuckled about Marty going along with the program. But, what it boils down to is this. I never met Hannibal. Hannibal doesn't know me other than he's seen me on TV wrestling.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know me personally.
Right.
And for somebody to, and I won't even say what he said, but make the comments that he did, those words.
Yeah.
I was taken back by it because the first thing on my mind was, wow, this guy doesn't even know who I am. Right. There's in wrestling, there were a handful, just a little bit over a handful of people that knew me. So first and foremost, you had Mario Mancini, who knows me probably better than anybody. Yeah. You had Hercules, my partner, who was, right there alongside of Mario. Yeah, Mr. Fuji, Uncle Harry, right? So there's another person. You had Harley Race, another guy. And if I miss one person, I apologize. But at the end of the day, these 5-6 guys are the guys that really knew me. Even Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, took the time. And, Ray said to me one day, and I said to him, I said, listen, if these guys don't have the time to find out who and what I am as a person, I don't have time for them. Right. And so they took a lot of not knowing who and what I was all about, and saying, well, this guy is this, or this guy is that, like Hannibal was doing.
Yeah.
He doesn't know me. Yeah. Why don't you go, since you can't go to these gentlemen because they're not here anymore, other than Mario Mancini, why don't you go to the fans? Yeah. Why don't you ask the fans, how does Paul Roma treat you when you go and ask for an autograph? When you ask Paul Roma a question, for somebody to just say he's this and that and the other thing, and again, people say, well, you traveled with Marty, you knew Marty. Yeah, I did travel with Marty. And did I expect Marty to say that? So Marty said one thing about me, then he goes, but I love you, Paul. As to say, I'm kind of being coerced into doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, I don't hold anything against him. I see him, I give him a big hug.
Yeah. Yeah, but definitely coerce is exactly the right words that I think. I thought the same thing because at first Marty seems very, he's a respectful guy. So, this guy's hosting him on his show, but like I said before, I'll take the heat on this one. He's the Hannibal guy. He's the guy who leads him down that cesspool. He's the guy that drags him there. And there's nothing productive about that whatsoever. For anybody out there watching, like I said, Paul and I have developed quite the friendship moving forward. I know the color of this man. He's a devout patriot. He's a man of faith. He loves children, helping, giving back. So I don't see anything of what the Hannibal said reflecting or coming out of you, Paul. And also, again, you were very serious about your career at that time. You were very intense. You were into your bodybuilding, everything else. You were regimented. And I think some of the guys, well, again, someone like Hannibal, who doesn't seem to be well organized at all, could be jealous of that in some ways. I'll be the instigator there,
Well, people always want to take good people down.